Step back in time to the late 1930s and 1945, a period marked by the convergence of ideologies, geopolitics, and personal convictions that led to an unexpected phenomenon to volunteer for the Waffen-SS. In this video, we unravel the motivations, experiences. The era between the late 1930s and 1945 witnessed a complex interplay of ideologies, geopolitics, and personal motivations, culminating in the participation of nearly 50,000 so-called Germanic volunteers from various European nations in the Waffen-SS. This military branch of the SS, the paramilitary organization underpinning the Nazi Party, became a melting pot of diverse nationalities, challenging traditional perceptions of its composition. While the core nations Germany, Norway, Denmark, Sweden, Britain, the Netherlands, and Flanders contributed significantly, the fluidity of the SS concept of a Germanic people led to the inclusion of volunteers from unexpected regions such as Wallonia, France, Switzerland, Estonia, and Croatia. This exploration aims to unravel the motivations, experiences, and broader implications of these non-German Germanic Waffen-SS volunteers. In 1934, Himmler initially set stringent requirements for recruits. They were to be German nationals who could prove their Aryan ancestry back to 1800, unmarried, and without a criminal record. Recruits had to be between the ages of 17 and 23. Recruits were required to have perfect teeth and eyesight and provide a medical certificate. By 1938, the height restrictions were relaxed. Up to 6 dental fillings were permitted, and eyeglasses for astigmatism and mild vision correction were allowed. Once World War II began in Europe, the physical requirements were no longer strictly enforced. Following the Battle of France in 1940, Hitler authorized the enlistment of people perceived to be of related stock, as Himmler put it, to expand the ranks. A number of Danes, Dutch, Norwegians, Swedes, and Finns volunteered to serve in the Waffen-SS under the command of German officers. Non-Germanic units were not considered to be part of the SS directly, which still maintained its strict racial criteria. Instead, they were considered to be foreign nationals serving under the command of the SS. After Germany invaded the Soviet Union during Operation Barbarossa, recruits from France, Spain, Belgium, the territory of occupied Czechoslovakia, Hungary, and the Balkans were signed on. By February 1942, Waffen-SS recruitment in Southeast Europe turned into compulsory conscription for all German minorities of military age. From 1942 onwards, further units of non-Germanic recruits were formed. Legions were formed of men from Estonia, Latvia, as well as men from Bosnia, Herzegovina, Croatia, Georgia, Ukraine, Russia, and other nations. However, by 1943, the Waffen-SS could no longer claim to be an elite fighting force overall. Recruitment and conscription based on numerical over qualitative expansion took place, with many of the foreign units being good for only rearguard duty. A system of nomenclature developed to formally distinguish personnel based on their place of origin. Germanic units would have the SS prefix, while non-Germanic units were designated with the Waffen prefix to their names. The formations with volunteers of Germanic background were officially named Freiwilligen Vanadians, Dutch, and Flemish, including ethnic Germans born outside the Reich known as Volksdeutsche, and their members were from satellite countries. These were organized into independent legions and had the designation Waffen attached to their names for formal identification. Despite manpower shortages, the Waffen-SS was still based on the racist ideology of Nazism. Early in 1943, the Waffen-SS accepted 12,643 of the 53,000 recruits it garnered in western Ukraine, and by 1944, the number reached as high as 22,000. Recruitment efforts in 1943 in Estonia yielded about 5,000 soldiers for the 20th Estonian SS Division. In Latvia, however, the Nazis were more successful, as by 1944 there were upwards of 100,000 soldiers serving in the Latvian Waffen-SS divisions. Before the war's end, the foreigners who served in the Waffen-SS numbered some 500,000, including those who were pressured into service or conscripted. Historian Martin Gutman adds that some of the additional forces came from Eastern and Southeastern Europe, including Muslim soldiers from the Balkans. Whether engaged in the bitter struggles on the Eastern or Western fronts, the unwavering commitment and remarkable adaptability of Waffen-SS volunteers cast a resilient shadow over the diverse and challenging battlefield conditions they encountered during the tumultuous era of World War II. One striking example of their indomitable spirit unfolded during the pivotal Battle of Arnhem, where Dutch volunteers found themselves pitted against significant odds in the face of an audacious Allied operation, Operation Market Garden. In the midst of Operation Market Garden, the Dutch contingent within the Waffen-SS demonstrated not only their adaptability but also in navigating the complexities of urban warfare. As they engaged in intense combat amidst fortified positions, the Dutch volunteers showcased a tenacious spirit that went beyond mere military strategy. Their resilience and determination became emblematic of the broader commitment within the Waffen-SS, adding a layer of depth to the narrative of their wartime contributions. Similarly, the Danish and Norwegian and others showcased their work on the battlefields, exhibiting a versatility that played a pivotal role in resisting Allied advances. Their ability to navigate the ever-evolving challenges of both the Eastern and Western fronts not only highlighted their combat effectiveness, but also underlined the dynamic nature of the Waffen-SS as a multinational force. This adaptability, coupled with their determination to counter Allied forces, contributed significantly to the overall strategic resilience of the Waffen-SS. The multinational composition of the Waffen-SS, extending beyond the anticipated Germanic nations, resulted in the formation of unconventional alliances that added an intriguing layer to their combat experiences. Volunteers from unexpected regions came together, forging bonds based on shared beliefs and geopolitical considerations that transcended the confines of national boundaries. This dynamic aspect of their collaboration not only enriched their collective experience, but also contributed to the unique character of the Waffen-SS as a formidable and diverse fighting force. Amidst the complexity of the various fronts, these Waffen-SS volunteers confronted not only the enemy but also harsh environmental conditions. From extreme weather to limited resources and relentless enemy offensives, the challenges they faced were formidable. An illuminating example is found in the experiences of the Norwegians serving on the unforgiving Eastern Front, where they endured the brutal winter conditions. Their resilience under such circumstances exemplifies the fortitude required by Waffen-SS personnel operating in different theatres, showcasing their dedication and underscoring the harsh realities of wartime service. In summary, the commitment, adaptability, and multinational dynamics of Waffen-SS volunteers form a compelling narrative that goes beyond conventional wartime tales. From the urban battlegrounds of Arnhem to the versatile fronts of the East and West, these volunteers etched their legacy through a unique blend of resilience, determination, and collaboration. Their stories not only contribute to the broader understanding of World War II, but also shed light on the intricacies of the human experience amidst the challenges of war. In the aftermath of World War II, the fate of Waffen-SS volunteers took diverse paths based on their roles, nationalities, and the evolving post-war landscape. High-ranking Waffen-SS officials often faced war crime trials, with the denazification process in Germany aimed to purge Nazi influences, affecting Waffen-SS members differently based on their perceived level of involvement. The integration of Waffen-SS volunteers into post-war societies varied. While some resumed civilian life, the stigma associated with Waffen-SS service affected their social standing. Foreign volunteers faced mixed receptions upon returning home, with some encountering suspicion and others managing to reintegrate. The impact on families was significant. Social ostracism, economic challenges, and denial of social benefits were common, adding an additional layer of complexity to the post-war experiences of Waffen-SS volunteers and their loved ones. The aftermath of World War II left a lasting imprint on the lives of these individuals, influencing their reintegration into a world forever changed by the events of the war. The legacy of Waffen-SS volunteers is complex, marked by both individual acts of heroism and controversy due to their association with the Nazi regime. The motivations behind their service varied, with some motivated by fervent nationalism, while others may have been conscripted or influenced by external factors. This complexity adds nuance to the historical evaluation of their contributions to the war effort, highlighting the multifaceted nature of their wartime experiences. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the content, feel free to subscribe. You can also support me on my Patreon. Check the link in the description below. Thanks again, and see you in the next video.